I wanted to start this by giving you all something to think about. What does the word appropriate mean to you? And are your actions something that you learn to do, or does it come naturally? And is what's appropriate for one person appropriate for everyone? See, there's a reason I'm not standing up here wearing a Superman cape, ripping an 8-minute guitar solo, because while that would be awesome, it wouldn't be appropriate. But if this were Battle of the Bands, then this speech would be inappropriate. But from the way that we dress, sit, eat, fart, laugh, live, it's all dictated in some way by what we deem to be appropriate. And so to prove my point, I challenge anyone here now to do something inappropriate. Tough crowd. But actually, thank you all for proving my point. So that question's a bit of a paradox, because in the normal circumstance of a presentation, it would be inappropriate to be disruptive, but I asked you to be disruptive. So is it now those that were silent, the ones acting inappropriately? See, the word circumstance is the key word in that definition, because it's what we determine to be appropriate given the circumstance. And so this all relates to my PhD in that I look at appropriate fetal growth, development, and the actions we can take when this doesn't occur appropriately. See, the big disc at the back of this baby is the placenta. And at the most basic level, the placenta is tasked with supplying blood, oxygen, and nutrients to a developing fetus. And when this doesn't happen appropriately, the fetus fails to grow appropriately. In fact, they now become growth restricted. Development of important organs like the brain, the heart, are compromised. And so when these babies are born, they're often very, very sick and very, very small. And so we need a fix. One suggested fix has been through the use of a blood flow modulating drug called sildenafil, or it's more commonly known, Viagra. Now, many would know it's quite an appropriate treatment for erectile dysfunction because it increases blood flow. Some have thought that it might also improve placental function. So it's being used now in clinical trial, given to moms with growth-restricted fetuses. But we have no idea what the long-term effects from exposure are going to be on the mom, and more importantly, on the organs of an already compromised fetus. Furthermore, when these infants are born, they're born very sick, and so they need a lot of help. But the help and support that's available now isn't tailored for someone that's grown and developed in the unique circumstances and suffering from the effects of growth restriction. So often, these treatments are ineffective. We need to find a better treatment that is more appropriate for their circumstance. We live our whole lives dictated by what we deem to be appropriate, but it's something that we learn to do, and that's true from the very start. The information we have now on how to treat these infants is lacking, and so the actions that we can take are restricted. Hopefully, we can learn something in my PhD that will help provide treatments that are more appropriate.